Black Fae is an online movement that was founded by Jasmine LaFleur, and this is supposed to give Black creators a space so that they can be creative and make high fantasy outfits to celebrate being Black and being whimsical. I wanted to participate in this movement, and fortunately for me, there was an event nearby which was doing Black Fae but also called Afro Fae due to copyright reasons, and I was able to combine my love for cosplay and my love for high fantasy to create this Frieren cosplay that hopefully will be suited for this event, and then I was able to go and I had a great time. So hopefully I can share this journey with you through this little vlog. Now, this event occurred in early May, and I had one big problem to prepare for this event, and that was I was in the middle of exam season. Luckily, the event itself wasn't until after my last exam, but the problem is that I will only have 2 days to prepare right after my last exam for this event. So I spent some time during my study breaks actually decided to start making this cosplay. I didn't have a lot of things that I wanted to make, but the main things was to make a flower crown that was in the blue flowers that you see a lot in Frieren, and then also style my wig, which will be very difficult because it'll be my first time styling a pigtail wig. And so I got this little wire and I wrapped it in this particular ribbon that had like leaves, and then I got a big pack of blue flowers from AliExpress. So it's not completely canon, it's not exactly the flowers you see in Frieren, but I figured that the colors were similar enough that it'll kind of give the same feel as the flowers that we know and love from the show. And I decided to just hot glue as many of these flowers onto this flower crown. Now, is this the best method to make a flower crown? Probably not, but it was my first time making one, and this was kind of an idea I just found randomly online, and so I kind of just got my glue gun and kind of hoped for the best. I had to be very careful because the wire was pretty small, and I had to glue these big flowers to this wire, and I had to be really careful not to burn myself because I didn't really want to get burnt by the glue gun. Luckily, I didn't get any seriously burned from this, maybe one or two here or there, but I really enjoyed this process. It was very soothing considering the fact I was stressed out all week from exams. So this was a nice little break from being on my computer on Canvas trying to figure out how to get these flowers onto this flower crown instead of just studying for my usual exams. Did you guys hear that Canvas was hacked? And surprisingly enough, it was hacked right after my exam. I'm pretty sure it was hacked during my exam, so I actually didn't was not affected by the Canvas hacking at all. But yeah, so back to the flower crown. The flower crown was pretty easy to make. I didn't really have much complaints. I just had a lot of footage from this, so this is why you see me kind of rambling. But again, I just wanted to make something like super whimsical because again, I didn't want to just show up in a full, just like classic Frieren cosplay because I felt like it wouldn't be super suited to the high fantasy vibes that we're giving. Yes, Frieren is an elf girl and she's high fantasy, but I see that a lot of Black Fae events and Black Fae outfits online for inspiration, and a lot of them had a lot of like flowy dresses, a lot of flower crowns. I kind of just wanted to give Frieren, but also give like fantasy. And then I also found these little like gold bracelets that I found from a thrift shop very near where my apartment is. And so I used those. I took apart the necklaces that they were from, and I used those to stick onto the flower crown just to give a pop of gold in my outfit because I am going to be wearing the gold and red earrings that Frieren has, and I also bought some gold belts to go with the white dress that I got for this event. So I just want to make sure that everything was pretty cohesive, and I felt like adding these gold jewelry details would be a nice benefit to make everything look like it's one full outfit instead of just multiple things put together. The day of the event, I put together all the stuff I wanted to wear and all the props I wanted to carry to the event, and I'll let past me tell you about it. Hello everyone. So I am halfway towards getting ready for my Frieren cosplay. I'm really excited about how this came out, and it took me so long to finish my makeup. So now I'm just gonna just finish, get ready, and then I'll talk to you guys once I'm in full cosplay. Hello everyone. So I'm finally in my casual Frieren cosplay. I'm actually really excited about this cosplay. It turned out kind of how I wanted it to turn out. I'm not super happy about the wig. I feel like I could have styled it a bit better, but I had very limited time because I had exams right before this event. So I had to make sure to get my exams done and study for them before I can do anything else. So I kind of did that, and by the time exams were over, I had like 2 days to get most of the stuff together, so I kind of rushed everything. But I really like how it turned out. I think it looks very Frieren coded, but it also looks like just fantasy very vibes if you're not into the anime, which is what I was hoping for. That's why I didn't do like a traditional Frieren cosplay, because I wanted it to be like fantasy but also Frieren coded. So if anybody didn't watch the anime or don't usually watch anime, they will still know like I'm fit with the vibes of the event instead of just like a random anime character just there. So I think I did a good job kind of mixing the two Fae fantasy vibes with Frieren cosplay vibes. So I'm really happy about that. Um I am going to do some content, and then after that I'm going to haul the Uber to go to the event because I have to get to the event through an Uber, and unfortunately for me, this will be my first time doing an Uber ride in like a cosplay or costume. So I'm very nervous about that. And it's in the middle of the day, so I'm sure people are going to be walking around while I wait for this Uber. So I'm very nervous. My social anxiety is not happy with me. I'm kind of like pushing it down just so I could get to this event because it's an event I really wanted to go to, but you have to do what you have to do. So I'm going to like sign off for now, and then I'll take some clips and show you guys the rest of the event. Alright, so this is me in the Uber on my way to the event. I'm using this video to kind of like fix my ears because as I was getting into the Uber, my elf ears fell off. So that was kind of embarrassing. And then I got to the park, and the park is super beautiful. This is my first time actually going to this particular park. And honestly, I should just go there for like no non-event related reasons because it's just so beautiful. There's like a lake that's kind of close by, but not super close to the event. And they had a bunch of different stations. And then we had like a little like whimsy, like frolicking session at the beginning of the particular event, and that was pretty fun. They had a jewelry making station, and my social anxiety self like literally hanged onto this jewelry making station. Like I made so much jewelry at this jewelry making station, and luckily it kind of worked out for me because people would come up to me and like talk to me and stuff like that. So it helped me kind of get comfortable, which I think is always the hardest part when I go to these different events. Like it's really hard for me to get comfortable meeting so many new people at a time. And then I finally went to the painting station, which was the main draw of this event, and you could paint both a mask and like a little canvas. So I painted this little mask, and I kind of like how it turned out. I feel like it was a bit messy though, but I think the blue and the pink were a nice color. And then I set up my station because you could have brought chairs and blankets to like sit down in the park. And then I went back and I painted the canvas part, and I did like a little fairy wings. Not my best work, but I really tried, guys. I really tried. It's been a while since I painted on a canvas, so it took me a while to get used to it. And then after a while, more people started coming to the event, and I got to talk to the people who organized the event. It was this guy and this lady, and they were talking about how they wanted to do more community related events, and this event was completely free, so I really appreciate that as a broke grad student. And then I went off to the park and I took some pictures on my own, nothing too crazy. And then finally, after I did all the stuff, I got a little bit tired, so I decided to leave around 5 o'clock. Okay, so I'm gonna film the outro of this video. Today has been so much fun. I had such a great time, and people really liked my Frieren cosplay slash Fae outfit. And honestly, I really enjoyed it too. The crown is falling off a little bit, but I had such a great time. I got some wonderful pictures, and I talked to a lot of wonderful people. And I hope this group does an activity again in the future, because if so, I would love to join. And I hope you guys enjoy this little vlog, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.